Back in 1990, Dave Dodd helped to create a high street phenomenon, Poundland. But while Dave's business boomed, the last 20 years have been a lot tougher for other shops in towns and cities in the Midlands. Tonight, we reveal the results of an inside-out survey into the health of our high street. And we've asked Dave for his own personal view on where things are going wrong.
The high street, a part of our culture and heritage. But is it in trouble?
We have a high street out there which is in decline and struggling.
Empty shops in the West Midlands are at an all-time high.
A decline in trade, a decline in people outside. It's just a slow decline.
And many retailers are struggling to make a living.
Shirley has died, and we need to bring people now back into Shirley.
Is there hope for independent retailers?
We love Shirley. We're givers and doers, not takers.
So can our high streets be saved? Born and bred in the West Midlands, Dave Dodd is a self-made multimillionaire. Best known as co-founder of Poundland. He's now set up a new operation, Hub Retail, and plans to open 8 stores in the next 12 months. Who better to find out what's really happening on our high streets? We've brought Dave to Shirley High Street near Solihull because, according to our research, 14% of its shops are vacant, which is about average for the West Midlands. But many businesses on the high street are finding life difficult, and what's happening in Shirley is concerning Dave.
I think that there is a lack of vibrancy to the retailing, which I'd like to understand a little bit better perhaps as our day goes on. And it doesn't have a feeling of community that a good high street should have.
And right at the heart of the Shirley community is Colin the greengrocer. He's been a blues fan for 47 years, and the shop is his life. He used to have 4 people and 3 tills. Now he just has 1 assistant. But why?
Just the main supermarkets, that's where they're going to.
Yeah.
There's always special offers on the TV, like Morrison's, Iceland, you know, where they just undercut us and we just don't stand much of a chance.
And the out-of-town supermarkets on the edge of Shirley certainly don't help. In fact, across the West Midlands, the number of supermarkets has increased by 10% over the past 12 months. Colin is doing his best to compete.
I do about 14 hours a day, roughly, 6 days a week.
I think it's a huge commitment.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
It deserves some reward.
Yeah.
But now Shirley faces another challenge. Since 2004, a new shopping development has been in the pipeline for Shirley, just behind the high street. A new Asda and 25 new shops with its own parking facility. The final planning decision will be made in just 2 days' time. Will that take away the trade that Colin is fighting so hard to keep?
It could either kill or cure us.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, really.
Yeah.
You know, so it could be our downfall, it might not be, you don't know.
And what is your instinct at the moment to do? Which way do you think it will go?
Our downfall, personally.
And Dave fears for Colin's future.
I think he's a lovely guy, and I think he has a well-run store, and nobody could work harder. What he's going to have to do, though, is to try and find a point of difference for his store, give people a reason for visiting him. If he can get them past the door, he will sell product. But if you have a look at the pavement outside, there just aren't enough people there. He's on the wrong side of the street to the development, which means that he's going to have to work even harder to get people across here.
The number of empty shops is increasing in the West Midlands, according to our survey. Wolverhampton has the most, where 24% of shops are vacant. In Birmingham, the figure is 23%. There's little doubt that increased competition and out-of-town shopping is having an impact. Back in Shirley, opinion is divided over the new development. Lucy has been hairdressing on Shirley High Street for over 20 years.
Shirley has died. It's been going on for many, many years now for this supposedly development to take place. And in that meantime, so many businesses have gone bankrupt, small businesses like ourselves. And we need to bring people now back into Shirley.
And when businesses start closing, people stop coming.
Since Woolworths went, and is it 2 years now, Christmas? You know, we've really lost out on the high street with Woolworths going. But I think Asda, just because Asda's coming, people aren't going to stop shopping at their local butchers or the greengrocers if they have a good product.
Remy is a well-run business with loyal clients, but Dave has concerns about what happens if Asda and 25 new retailers move in 200 yards away.
Where this all ends up is that the overall effect of the scheme is what will determine their future, not their retailing skills. It'll be the overall effect that the scheme has on the footfall past the door. And if it does harm all of the other businesses, such as the greengrocers and the other mainstream retail activities, they could find themselves being the last person standing.
Time for Dave to meet one of the people behind the proposed new development for Shirley.
The way that you envisage this working is that you'll build this first-class car parking, that people will come and park their car in your state-of-the-art car park. On your new development, we'll be able to buy pretty much everything they need, and that in some way is going to assist the high street retailers.
Yeah, well, planning policy promotes town centre development of exactly of this nature. The council policy has been well established over many years. This is the right scheme for Shirley. It isn't a scheme which turns its back on the town centre. There's a series of malls, open air, pedestrianised environment which will spill out onto the Stratford Road, and it's what I've been calling the ripple effect. It'll be like dropping a pebble into the pond, and hopefully it will encourage other private landlords in the area to invest in their properties.
One final stop, the Shirley Institute. They represent the people of Shirley. They have a number of concerns.
Most people overall are against losing the greenery. That's the major issue.
And if it wasn't for that aspect of it, do you think that people in Shirley believe that this is the right scheme in order to regenerate the high street?
No, there are other problems. A lot of people don't feel that we need another large food store. I'll use that phrase, food store. We've got loads of food stores from one end of Shirley to the other. And do I need to name them? I don't think so. Everybody knows what we have.
Dave has plenty to think about.
A very interesting experience, but slightly depressing. I mean, what we've seen here is a huge amount of uncertainty and confusion as to what the planning proposals are going to produce for Shirley. I think in desperation for how long Shirley has been in decline, that people have got to the point whereas they will take anything rather than nothing. I have serious concerns about the effect on the high street that this development is likely to have. I think that the fact that it's also swallowing up open space in a highly urbanised area is a real worry. And I think this is a worry that we should be thinking about and worrying about nationwide, because this can never be replaced.
Well, that's it for tonight, but don't forget you can watch the whole programme again on the BBC iPlayer. Just go to our website, bbc.co.uk/insideout.